it's funny. I'm trying to write this book.
All right.
And before I kidnapped the guy,
Right.
I worked at a car dealership for a few months. I'm trying to detail this book as much as I can, so you just can't. The truth was that I started a Subaru dealership that was like Studio 54.
Okay.
Like everybody was snorting coke in there. There was a guy that did heroin, and he fucking robbed banks at lunchtime. I mean, this was live. It got to the point where it was so crazy, I said, let me go to a Chrysler store. They were a little older. They were all white.
Right.
They were all like respectful. Half of them were veterans and shit. You didn't see nothing like I've never seen anything like that before. Like at the Subaru place, somebody in service sold coke.
Right.
At the Chrysler place, the manager and the salesman, the head salesman, would sell coke.
Wow.
Everybody was coked up. And I still remember days that there'd be 5 customers on the lot, and every salesman in that office would be so coked up. They were in their office pretending to be on the phone. And people would be out there going like, I'm here to buy a car. And they'd be like, we're on the phone. Like they were coked up. So from that lesson, I didn't snort coke in the date. Like, I'm like, I got to
wow. Usually,
I got to pay attention to these guys. Don't get me wrong. I fell for it a few days.
Right.
But I always knew that I'm not going to sell a car. And I'm going to sit here like these 4 the dealer's name was Rob Dando.
Rob Dando.
Sweetheart of a guy.
Subaru.
Yeah. We sold Chryslers.
Right.
And his big pet peeve was his red Parker pen. His wife gave him a Parker pen for their anniversary.
All right.
And he felt it was his lucky red pen.
All right.
So every time he went out to get a customer, he'd be so coked up, he'd be sweating. He'd put his pen down, and I'd swap the pen. I'd steal it. And he'd come back and look for the pen and look under cars.
Oh, God.
He would say, I can't sell a car. Somebody stole my lucky red pen. So then, like, he would go buy one, another one across the street. I'd wait till he'd get coked up. I'd steal the pen.
Just doing the tricks.
I did this to him once a week. Then I started taking the red pen from him.
Oh, God.
And giving it back to him. Like putting it in the bathroom.
Oh, God.
Somebody would go to him and say, we found the red pen in the bathroom. And he would go, but I wasn't in the bathroom. And then he got so fucking...
Mysteries of the unknown.
He started getting so coked up. Lee always thinks like I torment him.
Right.
He doesn't know I've been doing this for 30 years. Like
right.
I make people go crazy. Like I'm the best at making people go crazy.
Oh, yeah. Jeez.
So I would put pens in places where he weren't. Like I would go into the secretary's office and put the pen in her desk. And then she would come back and go, Rob, why is your pen on my desk? And he'd go, I lost that 2 days ago. Why is it on top of your desk? He said, I don't know how I got here. So he would scratch his head because he was the best salesman. So my game was to throw him off point.
Right.
So then he started selling coke. But he had a wife that was straight, that didn't do coke.
Oh, God.
So he would hide the coke at the office. He was getting 2-3 ounces at a shot. And what he would do is he'd throw cut on an ounce.
Right.
And weigh it into grams and put it in little packages.
All right.
And hide it in the ceiling. And I would go to service at 6 in the morning. You know when service first gets there?
Yeah, right.
I would go there, coked up from the night before, take the ounces out of the ceiling. And I put coke in the grams and take coke out of that. I take an eighth out of 1 ounce, put an eighth of speed of cut in there, and take another eighth. I was doing that to him for a month.
Holy smoke!
And then I started switching the coke on him.
Okay, then
I started taking it out of the ceiling and putting it in this.
You can find him. You can find yourself in the trunk.
God, I was tormenting this kid. He would come. I would see him in the.
He still thinks about this. There's no way that he does
Listen to me. I did this to him for 6 to 7 months.
Oh my God!
It was a constant torture every day. He would go up to the manager and go, "I don't know what's going on. I'm losing my mind."
Good God! Unsolved mysteries.
I probably stole 40 pens from him, and I had a secret spot for them. And one day, when he was in the middle of his nervous breakdown, because then he found out somebody was messing with his coke. And he couldn't figure out who the fuck it was. I got to get to the bottom of this. Somebody's bulldozing me in the mornings. He didn't. He was a white dude. He would use words like bamboozled and shit like that. He's like, somebody's bamboozling
Someone's
me.
sabotaging me.
And I'm like, bro, I don't know what you're talking about. He goes, we got to start coming early. I think somebody comes here in the morning and takes my coke. I was tormenting this kid. And then one day I showed up. I was quitting. I was getting ready to quit and go back to the Subaru store before I kidnapped Bella. And I fucking gave him, God punishes. Because 2 weeks later, I ended up in fucking jail with a fucking $50,000 bail. And the day I quit, I had a stack of pens. It had to be 4 inches, 30 of those Parker pens.
Yeah.
I had them in a heavy-duty rubber band. And the day I quit, I go, Rob, I got something for you.
A stack of dynamite.
And I put the fucking pens on the thing. And he almost broke in half. Wow. I was like, it was you. I had no fucking idea. Were you stealing my Coke too? I'm like,
Oh, God. Unsolved mysteries. Have you?
I invited him to my wedding. He was good at it.
Any?
He was sweating up a storm at my
Someone's Coke is disappearing. Why? What reason?
Who else does that shit to people?
Gosh, man.
I tortured that poor soul.
Good God.
When I started switching the Coke on him, Pablo, you know how that is.
Yeah, that's...
When you think you hid the Coke behind that picture, and now it's in the tissue box, and you don't know how the fuck it happened, and you're fucked up already.
Oh, yeah.
Now your mind's playing tricks on you.
Are any stories coming back, Pablo? Like, God,
yeah.
Joey did mess with me that weekend. Like,
No.
That's funny. Joey.
I never mess with
My
Pablo.
Coke did
love
move.
Pablo.
I remember
love
putting it in my hat, and then he was wearing it.
You know, in reality, I never think I've done a line with you, Pablo.
No, I don't think
No,
we have.
we
I offered him.
we knew we each other did it, but we never really broke that bond because.
Well, he was freaked me out because he would go. When I first met him, he goes, "Hey, the vampire," and then the shot, and then I go, "What is he doing?" He goes, "You know, what I'm talking about 2 shots, a little porno movie." I was going, well, "This guy knows too much. This is
because I used to tell him about
witchcraft,
breaking out the cape."
Yeah, but I didn't understand
That's
that.
what I meant. Whenever you do coke, you break out the cape.
And then when you said the porno, then you do the shot and once.
Oh yeah.
Oh, God.
You put the porn on, a couple shots.
I go, what is this guy?
So he thought I was like a heretic. He thought I had a fucking. He thought I had a direct camera to his fucking house.
Yes, that was kind of you got a porno in the VCR. You know what? How does he know this?
Oh, I would torment people. That was my world. What the fuck are you giggling about? Nobody.
Why did you like him? What did
He did an error.
I knew a second ago, but now keep going from where you told it, because then
You know that little forehead you got?